Colton Miles hadn't meant to trap an Apache girl. The snare was for wild horses, not the young woman now sitting calmly in his barn, her dark eyes studying him with unsettling intensity. She wasn't scared, wasn't struggling against the ropes. Instead, she watched him, as if waiting for something. "You could have cut yourself free hours ago," Colton said, pointing to the knife within her reach. It had been there since dawn, untouched. She tilted her head, a faint smile on her lips. "I know." That's when Colton noticed the symbols carved into the wooden beam above her. Fresh, intricate patterns that pulsed in the dim light, urgent and unfamiliar. "They weren't there yesterday." "Who taught you our language?" he asked, voice low. Her smile widened, but her eyes turned cold. "The same one who taught me about the 3 riders coming for your village. They're not here to trade." Colton's blood chilled. No riders had passed through in weeks, the nearest settlement was 2 days away. He'd have seen them. But her certainty unnerved him. "What do those symbols mean?" he asked, pointing. "Danger signs," she said, her voice steady. "My people use them to warn of threats. I carved them while you slept. Those riders are trouble, Colton Miles." "How do you know?" he demanded, checking his rifle. "I've been tracking them for 3 days," she said. "They burned a family out 2 settlements north. Took everything. Left no one alive." Colton froze. The Morrisons lived 2 settlements north. He'd traded with them last month. "You're lying." Red-haired woman, blue dress with white flowers. "Man with a crescent scar above his left eyebrow," she said, her gaze unwavering. Colton's rifle nearly slipped. She described Martha and Bill Morrison perfectly. Details only someone who'd seen them recently could know. "They're hunting someone," she whispered. "Someone who saw what they did. Someone who can identify them." Hoofbeats echoed outside, growing louder. 3 horses, just as she'd said. Colton grabbed his rifle, hands shaking, as voices carried through the barn walls, rough, angry. "This the place, Pike," one said. "Tracks lead here." "Girl went in, didn't come out." Colton stared at the woman, Aiyana, she'd called herself. "You brought killers to my home," he hissed. "No," she said, eerily calm. "I brought them where I wanted them." The barn door creaked open. 3 men stepped inside. The leader, Pike, was tall, lean, with cold blue eyes and a jagged scar from temple to jaw. Well, he said, voice sharp. "An Apache bird and the fool who caught her." Colton raised his rifle. "You're trespassing." Pike laughed. "Property don't mean much out here, friend. Not when you're hiding someone who needs to disappear." "She saw us at the Morrison place," the second man, stocky with nervous eyes, said. "Can't let her live." Pike smirked. "She's not living past today. Question is, do you die with her?" Colton's mind raced. These men had killed the Morrisons, ruthless murderers tracking Aiyana to silence a witness. But her eyes weren't on Pike. They were fixed on something behind him, near the entrance. "I have a counterproposal," Aiyana said, standing slowly. "Someone's dying today, but it's not who you think." The third man shifted uneasily. "Pike, why ain't she scared?" Soft footsteps circled the barn, multiple sets, moving silently. Pike's hand twitched toward his gun, but Aiyana's smile widened. "You shouldn't have followed me alone. My people don't take kindly to killers." "Nobody move," a deep voice called from outside. "Drop your weapons." Pike froze as shadows moved beyond the barn walls, 6 Apache warriors, positioned strategically. "Impossible," the stocky man whispered. "We covered our tracks." "You didn't cover them from us," Aiyana said. "My brother, Nawel, has been watching you since the Morrison homestead. Every move, every mistake." "Your brother?" Colton asked, stunned. "War leader of our band," she said. "He's here to bring these men to justice." Pike spat. "Apache justice means we die." "Not all of you," Aiyana said, glancing at Colton. "This rancher's no enemy. He was just in the wrong place when I needed shelter." The third man lunged for Colton's rifle, shouting, "If we're dying, we're taking someone with us." But Aiyana was faster. She grabbed the knife and threw it, pinning his shoulder to a feed barrel. "Warning shot," she said coldly. "Next one won't be." Outside, Noel's voice boomed. "Pike Morrison, surrender, or your deaths will be swift." Pike's face paled. "How do they know my name?" "I told them," Aiyana said. "Every detail of your crimes." Pike's eyes darted to a keg of lamp oil by the wall. In a flash, he smashed it, soaking the hay and floor. "Stay back, or this place burns," he screamed, pulling a match. Colton's heart pounded. One spark, and the barn would be an inferno. "You'll kill us all," he said. "That's the idea," Pike snarled, glaring at Aiyana. "Starting with this Apache witch." But Aiyana stepped closer, unfazed. "You killed Martha Morrison while her children watched. The youngest was 7. She begged, and you laughed." "Shut up." Pike's hand shook, the match wavering. "I saw it all," Aiyana said. "Hunting above their homestead. I heard their screams, saw you burn their home to hide your crime. For 3 days, I led you here, away from other families, to this trap." The stocky man, Carl, clutched his wounded shoulder. "Pike, this is madness. There's another way." "There is no other way." Pike shouted. Noel's voice cut through. "Sister, are you safe?" Pike grinned maliciously. "Let's see how much your brother cares when he has to choose between you and us." Colton noticed the oil pooling around Pike's boots, guided subtly by Aiyana's foot. She'd manipulated its flow. Her eyes met Colton's, and he understood, she'd planned this. "You want to burn something, Pike?" she said. "Burn alone." She kicked over a hidden water barrel, washing away most of the oil, leaving only the pool at Pike's feet. If he lit the match now, he'd burn himself alive. "You clever witch," Pike growled, his confidence crumbling. "Not clever," Aiyana said. "Just tired of your cowardice." Carl stumbled toward the door. "I'm done, Pike. I can't live with what we did to those kids." "Carl Hendris, step out with hands raised," Noel called. "You'll be treated fairly." The third man, Tom, raised his hands. "It's over, Pike. She's outplayed us." Pike waved the match wildly. "Nobody leaves." But the oil had spread beneath the wooden floor. Aiyana's voice was soft. "Look down, Pike." He glanced at his feet, paling as he saw the oil-soaked planks. Lighting the match would ignite the entire floor, killing only him. "You did this," he whispered. "Every step," Aiyana said. "From the moment I saw you murder that family." Tom walked out, surrendering. Voices grew outside. Not just Apache, but Willowbrook settlers with wagons and supplies. Sheriff Marcus Webb stepped in. "Colton, you hurt?" The Apache leader explained everything. Aiyana nodded. 3 hours ago, Noel went to your village, told them about the Morrisons' murders. He asked for help. Colton stared, stunned. While he slept, Aiyana had forged an alliance between 2 distrustful communities, using his reputation as a fair trader to bridge the gap. "Pike Morrison," Webb said, "you're wanted for murder." "Drop the match." Pike's hand trembled, the match falling harmlessly to the dirt. "I just wanted the Morrison gold," he muttered. "There was no gold," Aiyana said. "You killed them for nothing." Sheriff Webb shackled Pike as Noel entered, his presence commanding. "Sister, you've done well," he said, then shook Webb's hand. "Sheriff, my people offer hunters and healers to help rebuild. We have blacksmiths and farmers to share knowledge," Webb replied. As Pike and his men were led away, Colton faced Aiyana. "You planned everything. Sometimes," she said, "you solve a problem by becoming part of it." 3 months later, Colton's barn was a hub of unity. Apache and settler children played together, their laughter filling the valley. Women exchanged herbal knowledge, men shared tools. The Morrison graves were marked with stones carved by both communities, their killers brought to justice, Pike hanged, Carl and Tom imprisoned. Sheriff Webb approached with territorial officials. "Aiyana, your alliance is unprecedented," one said. "The governor wants to model it across the territory." Aiyana smiled. "People don't need to fear each other. They just need a reason to work together." Webb added, "The marshal says 3 other families were spared because we caught Pike's gang." As the sun set, the barn hosted a shared meal. Apache elders and settler farmers discussed crops, children swapped stories in 2 languages. "You know what shocked the village?" Colton asked Aiyana. "Not your escape or the trap. It's that you trusted us to be better than our fears." "Trust has to start somewhere," she said, watching an Apache boy teach a settler girl to braid rope. "I decided it would start with me." The barn buzzed with laughter and hope, a testament to one woman's courage uniting 2 peoples against injustice.